to Winning the Division, episode number 48. I am your host, Ryan Smith, who I am co-hosted beside former NFL tight end Ben Troupe, and also national champion, defending champs, University of Florida Gators in the basketball arena as well, played tight end at Florida. And Ben, before we get started, just want to remind everyone that you can find us on the Keep Pounding Podcast Network, where we are powered by the Fans First Sports Network. That is the audio version of this podcast. And then you can also find us on Tobacco Road Sports Radio's YouTube page at Tobacco Radio, youtube.com/Tobacco Radio. And our friends over at 1-800-Flowers wants to remind you about all those deals coming this summer. Father's Day has passed, but there's so many other summer deals to be had. So go to our friends at 1-800-Flowers.com for promotions. Just enter in the ad codes on there, and you will see, just enter in those ad codes, our 1-800-Flowers.com. Those guys do a great job over there. Let's go ahead and get into it, Ben. First things first, I want to start with a little soccer news. New York Jets owner Woody Johnson agrees to buy a stake in Crystal Palace, soccer team over there in Europe. Obviously, NFL owners are not strangers to this. You've got Shad Khan being probably the most famous soccer owner of them all, with Everton and some of the other ones over there as well. So we'll start with Woody Johnson and getting into Crystal Palace.
I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, owners are guys are saying, listen, how can I continue to make money, in football, overseas? And Woody Johnson seems to be a guy that's obviously done his research, and he knows, hey, I definitely got the money for the buy-in. And who just bought the guy who owns the Dodgers just bought the Lakers. So now he got the Dodgers and the Lakers.
That's right.
It's like a competition thing. If you're an owner, how many teams can I own? Whether it's America or overseas. So Woody Johnson is a guy that's saying, look, like the Jets, love the Jets, hate the Jets, they're still a big brand. I want to continue to make money in a sport that it's the most, football is the most loved sport in America. Obviously, overseas, it is soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. So I shout out to Woody Johnson. I mean, hopefully it goes through. I mean, it's not like, and it gives them a chance to become, seen on the international level. So if it goes through, I would not be surprised at all, because listen, once one owner start, the fact that the Lakers sold for $10 billion,
most in U.S. Sports history,
which means that when Jerry Jones sells the Cowboys, they're gonna go for 11-12, guaranteed. But no, Woody Johnson want to go out there and become a partner. And you was talking about the tournament that you just recently did, Smitty. All the former players who have ownership in some of these teams. So it's the smartest investment in the world when you pick the most loved sport of these. In this when we talk about this team, this is the most loved sport on that continent.
Correct.
Europe is a continent, people. I know you're like, what? No, it's a continent. So, hey, Woody Johnson said, hey, I want to get some of that soccer money. So, hey, man, all the best to him. Hopefully it goes through.
The other piece of owner news, Arthur Smith, his dad died, ex-Washington NFL part owner and founder of FedEx, Fred Smith, Arthur Smith's father, died at the age of 80.
Age of what?
80.
Man, my condolences to the Smith family. And, something I'm going to keep saying this about all this. I mean, FedEx is legendary. You talk about something I definitely missed out on when I was with the Titans. I never, ever got into the business side of things. I would have loved to have had some type of stake in FedEx. I could have hopefully met Mrs. Smith. But for Arthur Smith to want to go into, the world of sports and not take on the family business says a lot about him. But, I mean, my heart's and prayers goes out to the Smith family. Losing a parent, which I thank God I still have both of mine, is something that it's hard to describe. I can't empathize with him, but I can. I mean, I don't know what he's going through, but I definitely send my condolences to him. His daddy is definitely an icon, and I mean FedEx. I mean, I know you got UPS. I know you got the Postal Service. I know you got different ones. I know you got Amazon and all these ones. No, FedEx is that brand is serious. And for those who don't know, on FedEx, you see the FedEx, that's an arrow. Like in between it, that's an arrow. I know we don't notice it, but yeah, man. But yeah, my condolences to Arthur Smith, and that's a lot of kids and grandkids, man. So he leave a lot of satisfied customers and family members behind.
We got retirement news. CJ Mosley announces on his 33rd birthday, he will be retiring from the NFL, New York Jet and Baltimore Raven linebacker.
CJ Mosley has been about as rock solid of a player since he got drafted. And CJ Mosley is doing it the right way. I would say the greatest way and best way to retire is to do it on your own terms. You still got a lot left in the tank. The team or teams that's hearing you retiring and say, hey, man, no, CJ, we want you to keep playing. That's the best way to do it. And I'm happy for him. Incredible player. People talk about them Alabama linebackers, man. CJ Mosley, he was one of those ones too. That guy there, I think he won 2 national championships, if I'm not mistaken, at Alabama. SEC Defensive Player of the Year, first-round draft pick by the Ravens. Yeah, man. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, oh, because I ain't even, guys, you get used to seeing guys' faces so long, Smitty. But congratulations, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be just as great in retirement as he was as an active player.
Absolutely. Chiefs top pick, left tackle from Ohio State, Josh Simmons, to be ready for camp, says Andy Reid. And along with him, Rashee Rice, who missed most of last season with a knee injury, also going to be available for training camp. For those who may not remember, Simmons was drafted number 32 overall, but he missed part of the Ohio State's championship season this past year with a torn patellar injury.
They're going to need Simmons to be ready, because if you go back to teams that could actually beat Kansas City, which ain't many teams, their offensive line, I mean, everybody in the world saw what their glaring need was going into this offseason, going into this draft, and that's an offensive line. I mean, you lost your right guard to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what happened with them left tackle, them left and right tackle this year. They just got really, really embarrassed. Not just in the Super Bowl, but throughout the course of the year. But they was able to overcome it. But yeah, you're gonna need Simmons, and you're gonna need Simmons. Like they told Simmons, you got drafted. Look, we're gonna take our time. But now that these games are getting ready to start counting here real soon, yeah, man, we're gonna need to get you up to speed. And that's that's not just the face of the franchise. You protecting. That's the face of the league. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna need you to be ready, young man. Welcome to the National Football League.
The state that I am currently in right now, Pennsylvania, Governor Josh Shapiro, he was once rumored to be potentially running for president before, obviously, our last election, but declining to get into specifics on the potential for the state to provide funding for new sports arenas, a possibility that looms with the Eagles set to expire in 2032, and there were conversations about bringing NASCAR to Philadelphia. So a lot in the Pennsylvania world. So essentially, he said he would be continue talking with Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie and the Rooney family in Pittsburgh if NFL teams need to pay when it comes to state of their stadiums.
It's gonna be hard for him to not get a new stadium now. I mean, I know you're talking to Mr. Lurie. When you look at what's going on around you, Titans getting a new stadium, Jacksonville getting a new stadium, Washington getting a new stadium. The defending world champions, they're gonna have to get it. Now, I get it. The tradition of Lincoln Financial is legendary, but it used to be the vet. But now you're gonna have to do something, Smitty, to satisfy those fans. It's not gonna be a dome. Let's just go. It's not gonna be. I know it's not gonna be a dome, but I think that you got teams that. I mean, I love my Titans, but I mean they're not the most relevant team. Jacksonville is in that same boat. But yeah. I think in Washington is obviously the nation's capital. But I think for the governor, Stephen Lurie, they're gonna have to sit down and talk. They're gonna have to come. 2032 is rapidly approaching. I know people are like, oh man, that's 7 years away. Yeah, but it's gonna be here before you know it. They're gonna have to come up with something. And I do see NASCAR definitely coming to Philadelphia. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, let me give the fans a little bit more context. The Eagles, they don't own the link. The team would need to either renew the lease or build a new stadium. Jeffrey Lurie was quoted saying, leading up to the Super Bowl, he was torn over the idea of replacing the stadium or staying put in the home where they raised their only 2 Super Bowl banners. Going into the NBA, Shapiro said last year he would not provide any funds when the 76ers considered building their new arena. And essentially he goes on to say he's worried about the overall budget. He wants the more NASCAR, the better, the more racing. And then, Ben, just to read this off to you, I mean, everyone knows Pittsburgh is hosting the NFL draft in 2026. So Pennsylvania is about to be on a long list of events right here. Not only do they host the draft in Pittsburgh next April, Pennsylvania will host the baseball all-star game at Citizens Bank Park, the World Cup at the Link, PGA Championship at Aaron Mink Golf Club, and then the NFL draft. So a lot of events coming in Pittsburgh here.
A lot of eyes, money.
Or state of Pennsylvania, not Pittsburgh.
Pennsylvania. A lot of eyes, money, and attention and exposure will be coming to the state of Pennsylvania. Coming here real soon. So, like I say, it's gonna be hard to say no. Not just from the World Cup. So you're gonna know what your stadium lacks or needs after the World Cup comes through there. But hey, man. PA, look out, man. A lot of events coming through there.
Let's talk about Travis Hunter. Becomes the first non-football quarterback. I screwed that up. First non-quarterback to receive all of his money up front, guaranteed. I believe it was $30.57 signing bonus paid entirely up front, setting that new record. First non-quarterback not drafted first overall to receive his entire signing bonus up front. 4 years, $46.5 million.
If you don't think that Travis Hunter understands business, sitting there the last 3 or 4 years with Deion Sanders, look at his business moves. Signed with Adidas, right? $30 million up front. A $46 million contract. You know what Travis Hunter is telling people? I don't care about what I make per year. Give me all the money I can get right now, and I'll go and play my rookie deal, right? Travis Hunter said, I want to play for a team that's willing to let me play both sides of the ball. Coach Liam Cohen is going to let him do that. Now, Coach Liam Cohen never said he's going to start both ways. He said, I'm going to give him a chance to play both ways. That's what he wants to do. That's what we've seen him do. He won the Heisman. Every time, but I give Travis Hunter a lot of credit for this. Travis Hunter has been in the news. He's never done anything crazy. He's a model citizen. Fair or unfair criticism, him and his now wife was his fiance. But he handles himself with class because I guarantee you, he went to the Deion Sanders School of charisma, character, professionalism, and business. That's what he went to. You notice you don't see a lot of Travis Hunter when he's not on the field? You notice you don't hear a lot about him. They say he out there fishing. The boy's out there on the boat fishing. He lives in Jacksonville. His family is in Savannah, which is right up 95. About 2.5 hours up the road. I respect Travis Hunter for being young, but being ready and being a true pro. Hey, I'm not gonna root for him two times out the year because he played my Titans twice. So I ain't rooting for him those 2 times. But I'm rooting for the young man in life as well as on the field. I want to see. Now, Smitty, y'all kind of get to ruin the party. Week 1. It's gonna be all eyes on Bryce and his new toys and Trevor and his new toy. So we're gonna see if them Teal boys can get ruined by them. I want to say them Carolina blue because y'all got 2 different color blues kind of in that. Well, no, it's just a Carolina blue kind of. Like that,
Carolina blue, and then Panthers got the all black as well. But they'll be.
And one day we're gonna rank who got the best all black jersey in the league because y'all up there. I mean,
Panthers are number 1 by a lot.
I'm just saying. I don't want to give a lot, but y'all, Baltimore, Pittsburgh got some nice all blacks. You know who got some nice all blacks? And
the Falcons do that.
No, the Falcons always all black. No. San Francisco got some nice all black jerseys, man. They look real, but y'all's are more like a part of the color scheme. Some
Yes.
teams just have black, because Arizona got a black jersey. Whatever. So, yeah.
And then both of these last two items, before we kind of get into more of the meat and potatoes, the bigger stories, these were after our previous show last week. And so these are a little bit more older, but I'll give them to you and real quickly here. Ravens have signed former Packers corner Jair Alexander to a 1-year deal. And Shedeur Sanders cited by police for driving 101 miles per hour, his first speeding ticket in a 60-mile-per-hour zone. And then we come to find out it was actually his second. We just didn't hear about it. That one cited earlier this month. So those are the last two here on First Things First.
Jair Alexander getting signed to the Ravens bolstered that defensive backfield in a way. I mean, I feel like Marlon Humphrey. They're like, look, man, this guy, I'm getting a top 10 cornerback for a 1-year deal. They can play either on the outside or in the slot. He's going to help a defense because he's going to a team that can win. He's going to a team that goes to the playoffs every year. He get to play with Lamar, his best friend at Louisville, by the way. Right? They was in the same draft. And he gets to go out there and he don't have to be the main guy. He just get to be one of the guys. So shout out to Jair Alexander getting to reunite. I mean, the first person that met him when he got to Baltimore coming around, in the hallway was Lamar. So I'm happy for him. And I know that your Carolina Panthers did offer more money to Jair, but he decided
supposedly.
to go. Supposedly. Supposedly. But as far as Shedeur, slow down, man. Like 100, where are you going? Like, if you late, you late. And that was your second time doing it, Shedeur. We live in a clickbait, social media driven, sensationalized world. Don't do it. Not that you care about the perception of you, but you need to care about it. Not like that's your end all be all, but come on, man, 100 and something miles an hour, even if you sober, which you were, if you hit somebody or somebody hit you, or you hit a pothole, that's it. Ain't no coming back from that. Ain't no coming back from crashing at 100 and something miles an hour. So slow down. I know you got a heavy foot. I know you're probably in a real nice, fast car. Man, go get you an Oldsmobile, man. Go get you something that can't even go that. Let me say this. You are Shedeur Sanders. It don't matter what you drive. Right? You're Shedeur. Slow your behind down. Because the only reason why you ain't in jail for no nonsense like this because you Shedeur, you bailed out, and you forced the hand of that police officer. He came into the car like, come on, Shedeur, man. Like, what are you doing? Slow down. So, and here's the thing. When people that were saying that police officer could have let him off, these people don't know these police officers don't know who's watching them. All of a sudden, somebody said, I saw you pulled over Shedeur Sanders earlier, right? And you let him off. He was going 100-something miles an hour. Now you on YouTube. I'm telling y'all, it's just as much pressure on the everyday people when dealing with celebrities than the celebrity themselves. Shedeur, slow your behind down, period, in the story.
All right. That was First Things First. Let's get into our first big story. Let's talk about the Fanatics Games. The company Fanatics, Michael Rubin, the CEO of this company, Fanatics, they sell more than just trading cards, more than just jerseys. It is now a full-blown phenomenon as the inaugural Fanatics Games happened this weekend, past weekend in New York. Bryce Young was there. C.J. Stroud was there. Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson. I mean, there were a lot of guys coming out for this event. USC fire Justin Gaethje was there. James Harden, Eli Manning. So for fans who may not know what this is, before I tell you who won and kind of what they won, the competitors took place in an 8 sports-themed skills competition: quarterback skills, basketball shooting, soccer goal scoring, baseball pitching accuracy, a WWE superstar entrance, I don't know what that means, a washer-dryer hockey shooting challenge, a UFC striking challenge, and a closest to the pin golf challenge. Now, the top 5 finishers total were Eli Manning, was number 4. James Harden was 4th. 6 fans who were not athletes, finished in the top 10. Number 3 was a fan from Pennsylvania, where I'm at, a 39-year-old Pennsylvania teacher who finished 3rd to win a 2003-2004 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor LeBron James rookie card.
Whoa. That's what they won?
That's what he won.
He
later sold the card to Tom Brady for $250,000.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait. Stop.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Okay.
So hold on. Smitty. So the question becomes, all right, Smitty, you down the road, you ain't far from NYC, you know. Your wife, you like, hey, you tell your wife, I just want to go up to the game. Somebody go, man, you should enter. You start doing pretty well. You get 3rd. You get the 2003, 2004
Topps Chrome Gold Refractor LeBron James rookie card, numbered to 50 and graded 9.5 by Beckett Grading Services. But 39-year-old Pennsylvania teacher Matt Dinish later sold the card to Tom Brady for $250,000 and a signed jersey and card from the future Hall of Famer.
Dude, when people talk about why Tom Brady is so beloved, because Tom is saying, hey, man, I want that card. Like, I ain't even got that. I need that a part of the $250K plus a signed jersey that I'm going to end up selling to somebody for $1 million and a card and a picture. Say, listen, this is like this with the jersey and the congratulations, sir.
Yeah. And we'll get into more of that in just a second. The top 2 finishers, again, most people have probably seen this already. UFC fighter Justin Gaethje finished 2nd with 345 points to win a Ferrari 825 GTS 2025. What? 2025 Ferrari 812 GTS. That was 2nd place for Mr. UFC. And then Tom Brady, 399 points, takes home the $1 million prize. But Brady did say he will be giving $5,000 to each of the 50 fans who competed with him in this event. So 5,000 times 50 for those fans, and then he will be donating the rest of that to charity. So he will not be taking home any of the $1 million.
Hold on for a second. For those fans that in it who would just say, I'm gonna jump in this thing, and you go, man, I ain't win nothing now, man. Tom Brady will give you $5,000. What? He's gonna give you $5,000. Hold on. Hold on. Let me tell you about Tom Brady for a second. Tom Brady had $1 million. He won $1 million. He took $250,000 of that, and he gave it to the guy that won the LeBron thing, the one the LeBron card. He took another $250K and gave it to the 50 to the people that the 50 people that that's another $250K, and he donated the other $500K, and he gave the guy who won the 3rd place a signed jersey and a signed card. Let me tell y'all, when people say, what type of life do you want to live? I want to live a life so well, that I can win $1 million, take none of it, give $250 to a fan, give $250,000 to one fan, $250,000 to all the rest of the fans that entered, and donate the other $500K to charity. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Brady's doing good in his life, people. And he get to call himself the inaugural champ. So when fans first, hey, congratulations, Tom. Eli, you win nothing. I don't know if he won anything, but the guy that won the Ferrari, my goodness, man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And there are so many people that entered this. I don't know who all of these people are, but to give you some sense of who was competing in this thing with Tom Brady, because again, you have to remember some of this is like baseball accuracy pitching,
Yeah.
basketball shooting, hockey shooting, a golf close to the pin challenge. So this isn't just football.
It doesn't favor one sport.
It doesn't favor one sport. John Cena, Damar Hamlin, Denny Hamlin, Bryce Young, Dwight Howard, Des Bryant, C.J. Stroud, Draymond Green, Tyreek Hill, Seth Rollins, OBJ, Micah Parsons, Logan Paul, Jordan Childs, Kevin Durant, Rob Gronkowski, Jaden Daniels, Kevin Hart, Travis Scott, Cody Rhodes, Tom Brady, Travis Hunter, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Joe Burrow, Charlotte Flair, that is Ric Flair's daughter, those who don't know, Kane Brown, Aiden Ross, CeeDee Lamb, DJ Khaled. I should know that, but I'm not the biggest rap guy.
DJ Khaled.
Yep. Tiffany Stratton, Julian Edelman, Sketch, Becky Lynch, William Byron, Gilla the King, like
Gilla the Kid.
Yeah. I mean, just some of the people that were in this competition.
Hold on. Let me tell you what Michael Rubin is doing. You know, when you're a big time celebrity or a big time owner, people like, hey man, you know, you got any celebrity friends? Michael Rubin like, yeah, I got a couple. How do we know you got a couple of them, Mike? I'll let them all come out to an event. The who's who: Tom, Kevin Durant, Kevin Hart, Draymond Green, guys you might have heard of, Eli Manning, Logan Paul,
John Cena.
Look, Michael Rubin is saying, fellas, could y'all do me this solid? Just come to my and they've been got RSVPs from all these guys. I think that Kevin Durant was on the Fanatics stage when he learned.
When he found out to getting traded. Yes,
he was like, no reaction, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no. Once again, Ryan, listen, I'm a nobody. I ain't trying to act like, but if I had friends like that and I'm putting on an event, that's how you do it. Hey, y'all get to compete. If you're good enough, you can win $1 million. You can win a Ferrari. But just come out, man. Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman. Hey, man. Shout out to Michael Rubin, who was saying, I might not be the richest of the rich, but I got the best friend. DJ Khaled, Gilla the Kid. A lot of podcasters in that group you just mentioned. A lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Where was Channing Crowder? Where was Fred Taylor at? Where was Ryan Clark at? They sponsored by Fanatics. They got a Fanatics.
Maybe for all I know, they were there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they were there. They probably just didn't compete. Now, look, man, I'm not doing all that, but I will be there to broadcast live. Well, that sounded like it was a great event. And inaugural is always the best. Micah Parsons, Tyreek Hill. Oh my God, that's what Tyreek Hill was on stage talking about. I'm gonna get Jalen Ramsey back. You ain't getting nobody back.
And that's why. And then Joe Burrow's pitching accuracy went viral because it was not very good. People started saying, "Well, I can throw better than a pro football."
Yeah, and I was about to say, if you compete and you don't look up to par, I don't care if you're not a baseball player. They saying, "See that, Joe? I knew I was better at you than something." Like, yeah, man, he's Eli Manning. How did he end up still getting fourth?
Fifth. Yeah.
Oh, he got fifth. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but for those who played, throwing a baseball and throwing a football are very, very
extremely different. Extremely.
Yeah. Let's get into the next big topic. I was going to go with Aaron Rodgers, but I want to. He'll be next. I'm not sure if you saw this, Ben. This came out today. Title of the article was on ESPN. Said how NFL teams are reacting to survey on family treatment. So before I dive into the article for just a second, you played in the NFL. You played on teams. Yeah, I'm not going to make you call out an organization, but how was the treatment? Your family, your friends, your loved ones. How was your experience as a player, being on the Bucs, the Raiders, the Titans, and just treating family, people that came to see you play and you got tickets for, or were in a suite, in a box, or were supporting you during your career?
It was excellent. I can't say enough about Bud Adams. May he rest in peace. Jeff Fisher, my head coach of the Titans, man, top notch. And bigger than, my story is a little bit different. Obviously, the how they treated my family on game days, from the tickets to just, I never did the whole box thing. I could have, but I didn't want to do all that. My family, they wanted to be like in the stands. You're on the 50-yard line. It's not like you don't got bad seats, but how they treated my family was, and I know Jeff Fisher won't mind me saying this. There was a situation between my mom and my dad when I was playing. My dad wasn't doing the best. He wasn't doing the best at this time. And he was having his struggles. I'm gonna just say he was having some struggles. And my mom called me and she said, your dad's outside and I don't know what to do. And I'm in Nashville, my mom's in Georgia. I go back up to the facility. Coach Jeff Fisher was still there in his office. I walked up to his secretary and I said, I need to see Coach Fisher for a second. He was on the phone with somebody. He got off the phone. I don't know who he was talking to. Got off the phone. I said, Coach Fisher, man, look, I don't even know how to say this, but, my mom was having a situation with my dad. He's outside of her house and, I just need you to help me. And he got on the phone. He said, well, Ben, you mind if I talk to your mom? I'm like, yeah, you can talk to her. Within minutes, NFL security had got in contact with the local PD down there, and she had top, she had help that she needed. Not saying my mom couldn't have called 911 on her own, but it was just one of those things. So for me, I can't speak. I wasn't in Tampa long enough, and I was out there in Oakland kind of by myself. It was so far away. But the Titans, and just from what I've seen, how they treat other families, man. And once again, I am not. Let me say this: my response to this question is very anecdotal. It is not league wide. This ain't everybody's experience. But for me, oh man, I ain't got nothing but now. I've heard some things because,
and we're gonna get into that.
You know what I'm saying, Smitty? But for me, man, yeah, man, I ain't got nothing but great things to say about the Titans. Top notch.
Well, let's talk about Jesse Bates. He's the headliner of this article. He said for the first 5 seasons after home games, when he was on the Bengals, safety for the Bengals, now on your Falcons, had to leave the stadium to find his family. He said now in Atlanta, he does not have to do that. He says they can connect on a different level. And in February, the NFL Player Association released these annual report cards. The Bengals received the lowest score, an F-, in the treatment of families category. The Falcons received the highest, second highest grade, an A. So specifically, ESPN spoke with players and how they define treatment of families in the feedback. So multiple Bengal players were granted anonymity to speak. And here's a little bit of what they had to say. One player said another AFC team had an indoor cookout meeting in the stadium post-game. Up until last year, when the Bengals added a post-game area inside the stadium for the families to meet, they had an outdoor area beneath a white tent 20 yards away from the player parking lot. One player described it as an S show, especially when it was cold. Another veteran pointed out that one of his major issues for the team on game day was the lack of dedicated area for families in terms of bathrooms and concessions. Families are waiting in long lines for these sort of things, especially for players with young children. And they go on to say where the Minnesota Vikings, teams like them, who have received high marks, I believe they're number 1 for how they treat their families specifically. And anyway, the article goes on to talk about the Vikings a little bit and how they receive a lot of they're pretty much the highest. The other lower tier team with the Bengals was the Jacksonville Jaguars when it comes for the treatment of families. They received an F, which was the second lowest grade.
Wow.
And so this is just a random veteran on the Jaguars said, we're supposed to be the ones to tell our family certain things, but when there's 30 other things that us as players have to worry about, and then we tell our family information at the last minute, things that can be miscommunicated. and when we have to be the person to give them the tickets or be the person to give them all these things. We want to make sure our family's okay. We don't want to have to worry about them. Sometimes, security guards, aren't letting my spouse in. We've got to handle a team rep to handle this. This shouldn't happen. Family should always be taken care of. Bengals do not have childcare available during games. One of 3 teams that does not provide that options. And then anyway, there's again, ESPN.com. It's right there at the top. You can go and talk about this and see where that's at.
But here, okay, let me say this. I got to go back on something I usually say. I'm the person that said I hate anonymous reporting, and in this regard, I could say I can understand why. This is crazy. Like, just to hear this. So you mean to tell me your employees, the people who people are paying tickets for, you treating their family like this? Just something else to add to the Bengals front office. Y'all already are the worst in negotiations. That has been proven time and time again. 35 sacks, who cares? First round pick, who cares? Don't want to sign it. I had to find my family. So let me get this straight. I thought that the ticket people were supposed to make sure you run out 50-yard line. They're right there. They're like right there so you can see them. They did that in college. They give you tickets in college.
Mm-hmm.
Smitty, what are we doing? How can I really enjoy a game when after a game? So, I mean, think about if you were sitting at the Bengals thing, you go, is that Jesse Bates walking by me? Yeah. You got better seats than Mrs. Bates, Mama Bates, Daddy Bates. What kind of... Let me say this. For all the people that be thinking, man, this is the NFL, man, ain't no way that's happening. Oh, man, they kept it PG. See, what they're willing to say is still not, to me, it's not as worse as it really is. If I can't even find, think about it. When I kiss my family the night before the game, I don't know when I'm going to see them the next day.
Let me, I didn't read this part. One player said that the team does a poor job. I don't know what team it is. Does a poor job of integrating families, not just into the game day experience, but other times throughout the regular season. One player said, isn't it great that your daughters and granddaughters are at work with you? One player told ESPN. And then we have to go out in the parking lot to see our family in the rain. Yeah, that sucks.
And let me say this too, man. And this is on the player side. Everybody's not in a position to get a box. Everybody's not in a position on the NFL team to do that. But there are players that can say, hey, man, I'm gonna put you. Hey, listen, I got a box. If y'all fam want to come up there with my fam, it's cool. Just to give them the option. But that's player to player. Are we serious right now with some of these organizations? And think about that, Smitty. It's a game. It's raining. Got a newborn. I look up. My newborn is sitting there, your lady sitting there with a. That's if you know where they at. You got to call them before the game and go, where y'all at? They're like, turn around. Okay. Look up. What the? You see us? Oh my, this is the reason why I criticize the NFL so much. This is the creme de la creme, the highest of the high, the best of the best. Where my family at? Oh man. Okay, I got your mom, I got your wife and kid right here. You see them up there? Your parents are directly across. You got them on the. Yeah, I got them on the visitor side. And Smitty, all this stuff happened on Sunday, right? I'm supposed to come to work on Monday like this stuff didn't happen. I'm supposed to act like it sounds like some of these family members are deciding, hey man, it's better for us to just watch you on TV. Why? Because at least we're all in one spot. At least we don't got to deal with the element. Now, dealing with the elements is something that fans have to deal with. I get that part. But Jesse Bates has to go look for his family? That's crazy. I got to look for y'all?
And then I will say that there are teams like the Jaguars who did not receive 2024 grades that were not very good. Liam Cohen, who has 2 young kids, came in and made family and involvement a priority during the spring. And so one of the players came out and said, him early on, he's been doing a lot of things and it's awesome. And he's definitely helping change that part around in the facility. And, anyway, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it again, because you can go read at ESPN.com. You can read this.
It's a top story, right? That's one of the top stories.
Yeah. Why NFL teams get good or poor grades on treatment of families. Vikings were A+, Bengals F-. So that was the story.
Who made the playoffs in 2024? Oh, that's Minnesota. Who didn't? Oh, that's Cincinnati. Got it. Okay.
All right. Let's talk about
correlations.
Yeah. Let's talk about I'm just laughing about all that. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. So supposedly he was married. He said about 2 months ago he's been married since. Story out of the New York Post, his family members are concerned about him, and that they're not sure if he is actually married. They thought that, some people are saying this could be like a Manti Te'o situation. This could be we all know, unfortunately, what happened with Manti Te'o. There was a documentary on all that. We won't get into all that, but and this could be, Rodgers frequently is photographed with walks on the beach where he is alone and just walking, and with his earbuds and just enjoying a nice walk on the beach. This very well could be the case where he just wants to protect her privacy, and that is all well and good. I am all for that. But Ben, when you've got people coming out, including family members who you have been known to be estranged with, or at best distanced from, supposedly it says that his parents are giving the siblings secondhand information, and Rodgers says that they only know part of the story, they don't know all of it. And so but when you got people talking about like that again, whether it happened or not, that's not really what I want to talk about. It's more, at the end of the day, when you have people
say the D word. Say the D word. Say it. Drama. It's Smitty. Okay. Here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers, right? You remember when somebody say Aaron Rodgers and all you thinking is MVPs, a Super Bowl, one of the best players we ever seen. Now, if someone says, Smitty, did you hear about Aaron Rodgers? You know what you say? What is it now? Because that's what he created.
Here we go. Let me tell you. 2016. Here we go. The drama. Here we go. D word. 2016. Family estrangement on The Bachelorette. That was Jordan Rodgers, played at Vanderbilt. From The Bachelorette. 2021. Rodgers says he is immunized against the COVID-19. November 2021. Rodgers contracts COVID, confirms he is unvaccinated. November 2021, he fined by the NFL, loses his health-related sponsor. May 2022, turned down invitation to be Robert F. Kennedy's running mate. January 2024, Jimmy Kimmel threatens legal action against Rodgers over Jeffrey Epstein comments. And then March 2024, Rodgers responds to a report that he questions whether Sandy Hook took place. August 2024, Rodgers says he regrets saying he was immunized in 2021. And that's just August 2024, which is the latest one that I'm happen to be reading about here. He leaves the Jets in 2025. Aaron Glenn comes in and meets with Rodgers, essentially saying we're moving on from him. And Rodgers is like, why couldn't this been done over the phone? Why did I fly across the country just for you to tell me this? This could have been done a little bit more professionally. That's how Rodgers, reacted to it. Why did I have to fly all the way across the country just for you to tell me that you're moving on from me? And then he waits through the draft, through free agency, through minicamp to sign. OTAs, before signing with Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, his third team. second team in 3 years, third team overall in his
still
Hall of Fame career. But like you said, it's drama.
Yeah. No. You don't got to do what you did at the end, Smitty. Let me tell you what we're not going to do with Aaron Rodgers. We're not going to pre-qualify. We know he's Hall of Fame. We know he's one of the greatest ones. We're talking about the things he brings with him. Drama, a circus.
Oh, the documentary. I forgot to say that. The Enigma documentary.
I mean, once again, he goes to that. Okay. Pat McAfee is how we got to know a lot about Aaron Rodgers. Yes, Pat McAfee paid him. That's fine. You got Aaron Rodgers on your show. No one's mad at that. When he said he was immunized or whatever you call it, I can't say the word. You didn't get vaccinated.
Immunized.
Here's the thing. You could have just said, no comment. You're a celebrity. You're not just famous. You're a celebrity. But you left it up for us perception based off what you said. Then when you get COVID, you come back and say, "Well, I didn't get vaccinated." Drama. You go on all these, you take these sabbaticals, you go overseas, whatever, you dye your hair, whatever, that's fine. But you tell us you do these things. You're telling us these things because you want us to see you a certain way. Think about it, Smitty. Why would I be, you are letting us enter into your personal life, which means we gonna scrutinize that, criticize that, judge that, analyze that, psychoanalyze that. Well, here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers. When Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to Super Bowls, I'm sorry, he's only been to one. See, when people get to talk about Aaron Rodgers, or people say, what Super Bowl was that? Oh, that would be Mike Tomlin's last Super Bowl. Yeah, been a long time since Aaron Rodgers been to a Super Bowl, right? A long time. But getting married, missing OTAs, telling your Jets teammates, hey man, no more excuses. It's all about the culture. You don't show up to practice. You ain't even showing up. Stuff you talking about. First game as a Jet, you get within a minute, whatever. You get
four plays.
You're out for the year. You're out for the year. You come back the next year. You bring back Devontae Adams. It's subpar. Head coach gets fired. Offensive coordinator gone. Right? People just dropping when it comes to the Jets. It's everybody's fault. Aaron Glenn comes in and says, I cannot build what I'm trying to build if you're my quarterback because you are, what's the word I'm looking for? Unpredictable. I don't know what you're going to say. I don't know who you're going to say it to. Pat McAfee probably got one of the biggest audience, not named Joe Rogan, in the country. His audience is huge. So because I want to build from the ground up, I can't build next to a circus. And the circus just happened to be you, Aaron. So when Aaron says, you could have told me this on the phone. No, I told this to you face to face. That's respect, sir. I respect you enough to tell you to your face, we ain't doing this. Then Pittsburgh misses out on every quarterback in the draft. All of them. And they waiting on you. You finally signed a very, very player-friendly, cap-friendly, team-friendly deal. And now we got to see, can Aaron Rodgers make sure that Mike Tomlin continues not having a non-winning season? Because they're not going to win that division. They might make the playoffs. They ain't going to be Super Bowl bound. But Smitty, Aaron Rodgers wants to be respected for everything he says, everything he does. He doesn't want to be questioned. I mean, Kennedy asked you to be his running mate for what? That's that celebrity status stuff. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers don't know what it takes to be, a politician. I mean, you've seen some of these politicians, and I'm not getting political one way, shape, or form. I just think, Smitty, he has become a lot to deal with. He has become, dare I say, man, drama-filled. And I get it. People will say, well, people are just jealous of him. No, Aaron Rodgers is not above criticism. He's not above feedback. But if your family says, I don't think he's married, you know what that lets me know? They didn't go to the wedding. They weren't invited. You know why? Because they could validate it if they were there, right? That's why you take pictures. This is so weird to me. Most get married, and the first thing you do is show off your wife. Yeah, man, this is the missus. No. Private ceremony. You know, it's gonna come out on Netflix like in a year, probably. You know, I got to get paid for it. I'm walking on the beach. My wife is what? I don't listen. If he is married, congratulations. But Smitty, if it comes out that Aaron Rodgers was not married, they're gonna unleash fury on this dude. Because the question I would ask is why? If you're not married, what's the point? Like, I don't get it. Aaron Rodgers, to me, wants to be seen as a celebrity first, football player second. Because, I mean, he's bigger than life when you're talking about football now. I ain't taking that away from him. But Smitty, what? I mean, all right, take somebody that's not even Aaron Rodgers. Take Justin Fields. Yeah, man, you know, I just got married this weekend. Man, I'm not really married. Why? What are we like? I hope the reports that he's not really married are just reports and not true. Because Smitty, what is he gonna say? And you know he's gonna talk about on Pat McAfee show. That's where he's gonna reveal it. No, I didn't say I was married. I said she could see. No. Somebody, you told somebody, your publicist, your agent, your manager. I just think it's weird. And like I say, we talk more about Aaron Rodgers non-football stuff than football stuff. You notice? This is non-football stuff. COVID-19, running for office, Netflix specials, taking sabbaticals, married, don't deal with his family, don't deal with his parents, they getting secondhand reports. Who doesn't want to share your marriage with your family? Oh, my God. All right. Listen, this is going to be much to do about nothing, right? Aaron Rodgers going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if he doesn't make him worse. I don't know how much better he makes him. He got DK Metcalf. You know, I don't know if TJ Watt got his money yet. They need to give him his money. But, Smitty, when I tell you I ain't never seen drama like this, I've seen drama from quarterbacks. You know, you got Deshaun Watson. You know,
yeah.
You've had guys with drama. I'm not taking that away. I haven't seen this much manufactured drama. It's like he does it. He gets with his marketing team and go, hey man, what can I say today that's just ridiculous? Say you got vaccinated. But I didn't. Just say you did. What if I get COVID-19? You won't. No, you did. You know, so and then let me tell you this, Aaron. You're not going to win talking to the public about how they are, like calling people liberals and all that other kind of stuff. You can't win if you coming at people. You got two fingers. I mean, you got two hands. They got a bunch of them, and they're gonna be coming at you. But hey, man, too much is given, much required. If you can say something dumb, you got to deal with the consequences. If you do something dumb, you got to deal with the consequences. I hope you have a Mrs. Rodgers, because if you don't, whoever that young lady is who's gonna be Mrs. Rodgers, you just ruined it for her. Because guess what? They're going to end up asking her questions one day about, were you guys really married when they say you got married? And you're going to look at Aaron and like, nah, yeah, no. So we'll see. I just hope these are just reports, Smitty. But Smitty, would you be surprised if it was true?
Probably not. Probably not. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, so that was Aaron Rodgers. Real quick on the Shedeur Sanders. You know, I've heard various reports, obviously, after the speeding stuff. Are you out on Shedeur Sanders now? Does this make you think differently, or is this just young kid doing some stupid stuff, needs to mature a little bit, and, you know, it'll be okay? Because, you know, we go back, Browns quarterbacks, it just seems to follow them. Like, Baker Mayfield. Now, at the time, Baker was making some poor choices. He is now on the Bucs. He's turned his career around, as we know. Johnny Manziel, way out of the league at this point, and obviously we had a documentary about him as well. There was a lot there. And then there was other Browns quarterbacks that don't have the baggage that Johnny Manziel had, but they're way out of the league at this point. Brady Quinn, Tim Couch, if you want to go way back in the day. So many Browns quarterbacks over the years that I don't remember them all because there's been some. Brandon Weeden, if you want to.
Oh my God, Brandon Weeden. I mean, no. To answer your question, no, I'm not out on. I give it to what you just said. Sometimes, Smitty, you have to be reminded who you are, but most importantly, what you represent. I believe what you represent should affect and kind of be a structure for who you are. I represent the National Football League. I'm a quarterback in the National Football League. I'm the most high-profile fifth-round pick that's ever gonna see. I've never seen this much coverage, attention given to a fifth-round pick. But Shedeur, slow down, man. Like, what are we doing? Now, he was speeding. Misdemeanor, probably going to get some points on his license, pay a fine. Got it. Shedeur is learning a lesson on humility. Not saying he needed to learn one. I think the young man is very humble. But he needs to know everything is news with you. If someone sees you out, they're going to snap a picture. If someone sees you driving by them, they're going to have to be driving fast. If they're driving by you, you're probably going to be speeding by them. Just slow down. But no, I'm not out on him. Shedeur Sanders meets the one prerequisite you have to meet, Smitty. Can he play football? Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Right? Because here's what you ain't really talking about, Smitty. Let me throw something at you. Bryce Young is your quarterback. Hands down. Y'all draft Shedeur Sanders. Same round. You got a security blanket. Bryce is your guy, and I think he's going to be the guy. But if y'all would have drafted him there, you'd have been like, oh, man, we got Shedeur. Because let me tell you what Shedeur Sanders does. He brings two things, eyeballs and ticket sales. He's going to do both. I guarantee you he's number one or number two in jersey sales right now. Travis Hunter might be the only one ahead of him. A fifth rounder is your number two or top five selling jersey right now. So, yeah, he'll learn from it, Smith. It's not it's not something that you just, throw him away because of it. It's a cautionary tale. And like we said, though, this is his second time. Like, man, slow down. Where are you? Look, as a person that was in the National Football League very, very young, I was there at age 21. I had a fast car, too. I had a lot of them. And I get it. But let me tell you something. Don't do the whole, I'm speeding, but I hope I don't get caught. And if I do get pulled over, man, just give me a warning. Dude, a warning is, 50 and a 40, 55 and a 40, or maybe, 67 and a 50. You're going 100. 100. Where are you going? Slow down. Move on. Whoever his publicist is, the damage control people with the Browns and the Sanders team is saying, dude, we're going to have enough to damage control just football alone. Just keep it football related, and we good.
Yeah. Okay. Last piece of again, I told you I had some lists today, Fanatics and among other things, and now the NFL all quarter century team was released, and this was a few days ago now, but I just want to name a few of the positions and then some of the guys I thought were left off that could have maybe been snubbed on this team. Quarterbacks: Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes. I think a lot of people don't have a problem. Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees were kind of they have what they call.
Everybody on that list you just named got multiple Super Bowls. Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers only got one.
Right. Running backs: Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Priest Holmes. LaDainian Tomlinson was a practice squad guy. Whoa. I disagree with this one. I think LaDainian Tomlinson belongs up there.
What?
For those who didn't see the article, let me just say really quick. Players in this list were eligible if they began their career in the 1990s, but only production beginning in the 2000 season was considered. So, again, quarter century team. So
hold up. Now, Derrick Henry, I can about live with a little bit. LaDainian Tomlinson is the practice squad.
I would take, as much as I hate to say this, I would take CMC off this list. I hate to say it.
Hold on. I'm gonna just LaDainian Thomas is now on the list. Okay, got it. What are we talking about, man? We talk about the running back position. LaDainian Tomlinson is one of the best running backs. He could be on almost any list. And the fact that you made him a practice squad guy is ridiculous. Where's Adrian Peterson at?
That was the other guy I was going to say as well. And Priest Holmes was fantastic. Let me
remember. Listen. And I saw somebody on there, I think on X, talking about who is Priest Holmes. Don't do your research for you. Who is Priest Holmes? Stop it. Who is Priest Holmes? Anyway, LaDainian Tomlinson is ridiculous. Adrian Peterson is beyond ridiculous. Not having that man on that list. I'm gonna tell you somebody who should probably be on the list. You're talking about quarter century teams. And people don't want to talk. LaShawn McCoy was an incredible running back.
That's good. He was very good.
You know what? You know why I'm taking Priest Holmes off, and people don't got to like it, man. Ty Gurley, man. Ty Gurley was nice, man. Check his numbers. Ty Gurley is the Sterling Sharp of running backs. He didn't play a long time.
His knees gave out on him. You're right. Moving on to wide receiver. Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Terrell Owens, Marvin Harrison, Justin Jefferson. Now, obviously, Jerry Rice was
Justin Jefferson.
He was obviously retired.
Justin Jefferson.
And then the practice squad was Antonio Brown and Andre Johnson.
Whoa. What are we doing?
This is fans. Listen, Ben is getting all worked up in this article.
Hold on. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Justin Jefferson is not a better wide receiver than Jamar Chase. I love Justin and what he's doing. When you hold on, go through the names again.
Okay, hold on. It X'd me out here, but it was okay, hold on. It got me X'd out here again. Okay. Julio Jones, all right, he wasn't first. Hold on.
You said Calvin Johnson, you said Megatron, you said
Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
Randy Moss, there we go. Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Terrell Owens, Marvin Harrison, Justin Jefferson, with Antonio Brown and Andre Johnson on the press squad.
There ain't a word. Listen, let me tell you something. There ain't too many receivers came through the NFL better than Antonio Brown. Andre Johnson's a Hall of Famer. You know who's on this list, and when I say his name, we ain't gonna end this episode. Where is Larry Fitzgerald? Yeah. What are they talking about? Yeah. What are you? Larry Fitzgerald is second all time in catches, and he's second all time in yards, only behind Jerry. People, what are we? I'm not mad at the people making the list. It's right. Egregious. It is. And hold on. Hold on. This stuff is crazy. Hold on. Ooh, I should have a statistician right here next to me. Andre Johnson is the greatest Houston Texan of all time. Andre Johnson is a two-time. Andre Johnson has 1,062 catches, 14,185 yards, right? That's Andre. He has 1,000 catches. Listen. Hold on. Remember the yards and the touchdowns. 70 touchdowns, right? 70 touchdowns, 14,000 yards, 1,000 catches. Antonio Brown is a 4-time first-team All-Pro. He has 928 catches for 12,291 yards. He has 83 touchdowns, right? Yep. He has 2,934 return yards and 5 touchdowns. All I'm saying is, Smitty, okay, now, Larry Fitzgerald is so disrespected, right? And I don't get it. Tried the 2004 draft class, by the way, number 3 overall pick. Smitty, Smitty, 1,432 catches for 17,492 yards, 121 touchdowns. Man, y'all need to stop playing. What are we looking at?
It gets better or it gets worse depending on your thoughts. Okay, tight ends: Rob Gronkowski, Travis Kelce, Antonio Gates, practice squad player. He's the practice squad player.
Now let me tell you something.
Tony Gonzalez is the third one.
Yeah, I can live with that. And here's why. Gronk took tight ends to another stratosphere. He made the position the it position. Travis Kelce, I mean, his numbers are just ridiculous. Adding the Super Bowls, him and Gronk. Antonio Gates has the most receiver touchdowns. Antonio Gates has the most receiver touchdowns in NFL history for a tight end. For the Chargers, whether they're in San Diego or Los Angeles, he is number one in catches, yards, and touchdowns. That would be one Antonio Gates. Catches, yards, touchdowns. You know who else Hall of Fame tight end played for the Chargers? That would be Kellen Winslow, Winslow Sr. I can live with this. It's Gronk, Kelce, Antonio. I mean Gronk, Kelce, Tony Gonzalez. Then I can live with that list. I can flow with that.
All right, I'm going to tell you the offensive line really quickly, and then go to the defense as we got to wrap up here. Left tackles Joe Thomas and Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Practice squad is
whoa. When hold on, that's your starting tackles?
Trent Williams and Joe Thomas.
And over Jonathan Ogden?
Left tackles. Left tackle.
Over Jonathan Ogden?
His name is not listed here. Walter Jones and Jordan Mailata.
What?
Left guard, Alan Faneca, Steve Hutchinson. No practice. No, because there's not a practice squad for all of them.
Okay.
Center, just Jason Kelce. There's no practice squad or anything. Right guard, Zach Martin, Marshall Yanda. That's pretty good. Jair
played for the Ravens. I like that.
Jair Evans is the practice squad. And then
Jair Evans that played for the Saints.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Lane Johnson and Willie Anderson are the right tackles.
So Willie Anderson, who played, I want to say Willie Anderson played for the Saints all them years, I think. Or the
Bengals and Ravens. Ravens.
Jonathan Ogden might be the greatest left tackle in NFL history. When he get drafted, when the Ravens start, the Ravens when they started their organization in 1996, he was the first. He was the first overall, and then Ray Lewis was the. Just keep going. All
right, and defense. Here we go. So that was the offense.
Okay.
DeMarcus Ware, Jared Allen, Myles Garrett, Julius Peppers. Practice squad was Michael.
Whoa. No,
practice squad is TJ Watt and Michael Strahan.
Oh man. All right, I can live with that.
And
I like how they giving Wade. Okay, I like Julius Peppers.
And LT's not on the list, but again, he wasn't.
Yeah, too long ago. I got it.
Defensive tackles: Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, Calais Campbell.
I like that Calais, man, getting some love. I like that.
Cameron Hayward and Kevin Williams were the.
Whoa! They put Calais Campbell over Cam Hayward.
Yep.
Man, just keep going, man. God.
Okay. Now that was defensive tackles. You had one nose tackle. That would be Vince Wilfork.
Yeah. He class all by himself. Greatest nose tackle of all time.
And then they put J.J. Watt in a category by himself. Versatile defensive lineman.
Yeah, J.J. He can pass rush from any position. Three-time first team. I mean, 3-time defensive player of the year. Yeah.
All right, linebackers. 5. Ray Lewis.
Got it.
Brian Urlacher.
Okay.
Luke Kuechly.
Yep.
Bobby Wagner.
Yep.
And I don't know. Love Levante David.
No.
But Derek Brooks being on the practice squad is a travesty.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Go through the list again.
That's it. Those 5.
Levante David is over.
Derek Brooks. He's the practice squad.
Derek Brooks is the greatest weak side linebacker ever. Derek Brooks won defensive MVP.
But
hold on.
Ray Lewis, Bobby Wagner, Brian Urlacher, Levante David, Luke Kuechly.
Where's Patrick Willis?
That's another one.
Hold on. People say, hold on, because you got to give context now. You got to give context, right? Patrick Willis, he didn't play a long time. He played from 2007, 2014.
He played the same way. Yep.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He played 8 years. In 8 years, he was a Rookie of the Year. He was a 5-time first-team All-Pro. Was Luke Kuechly in the league the same time Luke Kuechly? Yeah.
Yep.
They were there around the same time.
Kuechly was a 7-time All-Pro, yes.
You know what? Hold on. Derek Brooks. This is egregious. This stuff is, throw the whole list away. Derek Brooks.
Let me read this to you. This is their explanation. No linebacker over the past 25 years has dominated with the splash plays quite like David. His 415 defeats rank 3rd among all players since 1991, while his 31.9 defeats per season rank 1st. David has 330 pass tackle stops. Derek Brooks is the only player since 1991 with more than 240. It's ridiculous that David only has 2 Pro Bowl or first-team All-Pro selections, but we're not letting that keep him off our team.
Yeah, he has. Levante David has 1 first-team All-Pro selection. I mean, listen. Here's the thing, though. This all okay. When you hear the term Tampa 2 defense, you know who perfected it? That would be Derek Brooks. When you couldn't get that slot receiver down the middle to run that, because they're but 5-time first-team All-Pro, 4-time second-team All-Pro, right? Derek Brooks. This is what you need to know. 84 pass defense. He has 24 forced fumbles. He has 7 defensive touchdowns. Smitty, he got 25 picks. That's more picks than certain DBs going to have for a career. He got 20. Man, stop it.
All right. Got to end it here. As we're going over corners. Darrelle Revis, Champ Bailey, Rondé Barber, Richard Sherman, Patrick Peterson. They have Jalen Ramsey on the practice squad.
Yeah, I like that. I like that list. I think, yeah, Richard Sherman, yeah.
All right.
2 Ps, yeah. All right, we get to the safeties.
Safety.
Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu.
Yep. You want to guess the third one? Brian Dawkins.
Okay, B-Dog, okay.
Earl Thomas.
I'm about to say Earl Thomas is it.
Charles Woodson is the practice squad.
What? Wait a minute.
Go
back to the cornerbacks again.
I would switch him and Earl Thomas if I was.
Hold on. Go back to the cornerbacks again.
Cornerbacks? Okay. Darrelle Revis.
Yep.
Champ Bailey.
Yep.
Rondé Barber.
Yep.
Richard Sherman.
Yep.
Patrick Peterson.
Patrick Peterson got to go. You got to put Charles.
They have him as a safety, Charles Woodson.
That's ridiculous. Charles Woodson played 2 years or 2 or 3 years at a safety. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Hold on. I mean, Charles Woodson, for those of you who don't know, he was Defensive Player of the Year. How many first-team All-Pros? That would be 4. Ladies and gentlemen, this list is crazy to me.
And it really let me finish it for you. All right, just one kicker, that would be Justin Tucker. One punter, that would be Shane Leckler. Did you play with him?
I did play with Shane out there with the Raiders.
Hey, what does he deserve to be the punter on this list?
He was elite. Yes.
Okay. Return specialist Devin Hester.
Yep.
Special teamer Matthew Slater.
Yep.
Long snapper, currently the Titans, Morgan Cox.
Okay. Smitty. You know how many interceptions Charles Woodson had?
No.
If I get what you think he had?
Give me a range.
I don't know.
50 or 45.
Keep going up.
65.
He had 65, Smitty.
Wow.
Smitty, think about that. 60. I got 65 picks, and y'all didn't even got me in the mentions. Y'all, these lists are. You know what? This is why I'm not finna break no news here, but I'm about to start my own list. Smitty gonna be on it, cause Smitty, you see how lists get people riled up. You see?
Oh yeah.
Because we're only looking at the list to see who ain't on it. It ain't who's on it. It's who's not on it.
Yeah.
65 interceptions. And Asante Samuel was just on there arguing with Deion's Coach Prime because they in the 50 interception club. This man has 65. Man, stop playing.
All right. Here's your coaching staff really quick. Bill Belichick, head coach. Yep. Wade Phillips, defensive coordinator. Kyle Shanahan, offensive coordinator. And Dave Taub, special teams coordinator, was Kansas City Chiefs.
Whoa! Who's the offensive coordinator?
Kyle Shanahan.
Why? No! Not Sean McVay. I like Kyle Shanahan play calling. I just think it gets real predictable. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, that will wrap up here. Episode 48 of Winning the Division. Rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. As Ben said, we'll be starting on some of our own lists. These are just some of the ones that we've saw lately, and you can let us know what you want us to talk about. Leave it your comments, leave your reviews. Remember, Keep Pounding Podcast Network, Fans First Sports Network, youtube.com/Tobacco Radio. For Ben Troupe, I'm Ryan Smith. This is Winning the Division, episode 48. Remember, you are either winning the division or you are in the division. We will see you guys next time.